use cash?
From my view, if you can be completely without cash, I mean, I think that would be good.
I hate having cash on me. They just disappear. If you have it in pockets, sometimes I even throw them in the garbage because I don't know what to put them. Where to put them.
The prospect of cash disappearing completely doesn't bother most people here.
Most of the cash that exists today, they don't exist in physical money. So I think we are already there. And when individuals stop using physical money, that's just a very tiny, small step in this whole process which has been going on.
That's a good point you just make. Majority of the purchases people just make, either online, in certain stores, majority will be cashless. You know, so when you're going to buy a house, you don't withdraw $100,000. And even smaller payments than that, same thing. You usually don't withdraw it, you walk around with a card. Like even like if you go usually like if I go on, like if I order something online and I go to the provider to go and collect it, the ones who just bring it into the country, majority of the people there just pay by card. They don't go with cash. I just go with cash, but majority of them just pay by card. I assure majority of the transactions anyway, they already program you into that whole thing. So when it does happen, it will be like a norm because you're accustomed making cashless transactions.
For a long time.
There are dissenting voices, but they're the exception.
I'm forced to it. We cannot use cash money in Sweden anymore. At least very, very, very little, because they take it away. So I have to use my card. I would like to choose for myself what I would use, like this. I don't want to use a card here because I don't know the people who works here, and I feel not safe to use my cards, especially not my credit card.
A world away from the big city, Lynn runs a gas station on one of Sweden's countless small islands. She still accepts both cards and cash.
I would say I prefer the credit cards. We try to keep the cash amount as low as possible. We have this safety box here, but there's also risk with the cash. But if I see as a merchant, the expense on handling the cash is now higher than my credit card expenses. So yeah, I would say I prefer if they use a credit card.
Once a week, Lynn counts up all her cash takings and fills out forms. The banks in her area have long stopped accepting cash. Every time she brings notes and coins to the bank, she has to make a special trip. Depositing her cash is inconvenient and expensive. But withdrawing cash is even worse. The bank charges her nearly €200.
A few times.
And that is one of the parts I was waiting for to say also. Okay, you see, they're starting to use that kind of programming. Like how you see with the banks, they starting to make it more difficult for you to work with cash because they're trying to say it's an expense to them, right? Which we know is foolishness. But they're trying to say it's an expense to them, so they're trying to make it an expense to you. So you had to pay more. You had to pay more to be able to get cash from them or to do cash transactions in certain places. And that is the kind of programming they're doing. Whereas they make it more difficult for you to do what they don't want, and they make it easier for you to do what they do want. You'll see they're doing something similar like that in China with the system they create. The system they create with some rating. I'm trying to remember exactly where to call it, but like there's really citizen rating or something like that. And if you have a good rating and you just do everything that you're supposed to do, things will be nice with you. And if you have a bad rating, they'll give you certain penalties and so forth. You understand? All that just forms of control and to try to make it to conform to how they want you to be.
Here we need to take out change, and it costs me last time about 2,000 crowns for just getting coins, and I get the amount I took out coins in isn't even the same amount of money, so it costs me.
Free trade.
Slovakia.
Depositing her cash is inconvenient and expensive. But withdrawing cash is even worse. The bank charges her nearly 200 euros.
A few times each year we need to take out change, and it cost me last time about 2,000 crowns for just getting coins, and I get the amount I took out coins in isn't even the same amount of money, so it costs me quite a lot during a year.
So the banks charging you to even have your money in their banks, that they pass laws that you have to do either way, because the first created system, then they create a law saying that you have to use their system, right? So they're already using your money to make money. When you put it into their banks, now they want to charge you what they're supposed to be paying their workers.
She drives more than half an hour to get to a place that accepts cash. It's basically a deposit box. For each bag of money, she pays a fee of 20 euros. So, not surprisingly, Lynn can hardly wait for cash to disappear.
Yeah, see, and fools like this will watch simple things like minor expenses and tell themselves, hey, cash should go away. But when cash does go away, if you're not compliant and you have a chip in your hand, they could just turn it off. They could detonate it, depending on the kind of chip you get. Because you see that some of them have certain chemicals in it, whereas if they set the chemical off, if they set the chip off while it's in your hand, it could run through your bloodstream and kill you. And this is what they welcome because they see it as something easier. Really and truly, the majority of people are just lazy and foolish.
The main beneficiaries of this development are located on the other side of the Atlantic. Conventional credit card companies like Visa and MasterCard, but also new payment service providers like Google or Apple and Amazon. The online retailer has now opened a number of supermarkets without checkouts. Customers simply scan their phones at the entrance. After that, cameras track what items they select. Facial recognition technology allows the system to identify each customer and bill their credit card as they leave. A receipt for their purchases then appears in their Amazon Go app. No cash. It's a trend that's growing in popularity worldwide. Last year, Visa ran a campaign in which it offered 50 restaurants $10,000 each if they agreed to stop accepting cash.
I don't know.
Michael Ryan wasn't able to apply as his restaurant had already...
It's 11 minutes, so let's see how I was going to reach. Okay, you see how it's showing that the bigger companies, the ones who are really in control, is the ones that pushing these things. And once the bigger companies talk, the smaller ones have to comply because the smaller does get from the bigger. So to show you how everything is a system. But this documentary, it also show how much it actually going into effect. Even though they keep certain stuff out, because when you do research, you'll see that it's a lot further along than they're trying to make it look in this video. But it's just getting you an idea how serious it is. So we know within this year, they're going to have a lot of stuff pertaining to RFID technology. Majority of the phones they're bringing out have the technology. Majority of the cars they're bringing out, the new model ones, what's what I'm looking for? The corporation, it's incorporating the technology itself with it, so you can start the car with that stuff. You see that they were the bigger companies pushing, so there's what the smaller companies and people around the world go out to comply with, because somebody once say, just now it will be so much the norm that whoever don't have it, it will be like outcasts. And really and truly, that is how they're trying to make it, so that you will have little choice but to take it until it becomes fully mandatory. Anyway, with that, I'd like to say all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Hakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Ruwell. Peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that push the truth and sincerity. Is your Abba from Trinidad camp saying Shalom, Akim, stay strong.